Assalamualaikum Dr. Suraya. My name is ATIQAH binti Hassan. My matric number is 2021545449. First and foremost, we have been assigned by the top of management to search a potential land that could be developed in higher and better use. The purpose of this report is to prepare a feasibility study on a vacant development land located at Mukim Hulu Kinta, district of Kinta. At the end of this feasibility report, we need to do a financial feasibilities which determine whether or not this development is viable using discounted cash flow. Other valuation method used in this study such as residential method to get the amount of site value and payback method to get profitability index. Last but not least, we will give an advice to the investor regarding this development land. Abdul Mamun Real Property Sdn Bhd had appointed us as a property development executive to search potential land that could be developed into a higher and better use. Our team also had appointed to search for potential land for this development. We decided to propose mixed development that consists residential and commercial area. This development is built on industrial land. The proposed site is located at Mukim Hulu Kinta, district of Kinta. The proposed development is on 13 acres. The proposed site had been divided into two categories, which is 60% for plain area and 40% for open space. Plain areas are included the building, and open space include landscape, playground, guardhouse, multipurpose court, substation, sewerage, water tank, and also the road. We move to the next, which is term and references. Abdul Makmur Real Property Sdn Bhd had carried out feasibility studies on land located Wilayah Jalan Raya Simpang Pulai for lot 59240 Mukim Kinta, district of Hulu Kinta, Perak, Darul Rizwan. The inspection started on 15 December 2021. The inspection purpose is to examine the condition of the intended site and complete the feasibility studies. The information will be recorded and used to be prepared for the report. Next is site feasible. Site location: the subject property located at Wilayah Jalan Raya Simpang Pulai for lot 59240 Mukim Kinta, district of Kinta, Perak, Darul Rizwan. It only take 34 minutes to arrive the proposed land, which area 5.6 km in distance away from UiTM Seri Iskandar, Perak. The type of this title for this property is Pajaka Mukim with record of title number is 31912. The tenureship of the land is a leasehold and it's being leased for the amount of time of 30 years of leasehold ownership. Surrounding area and neighbourhood area. The site of the proposed development was located at the Lahad, Ipoh, and the site is first layer, which is near to the main road called Jalan Pasir Puteh. The site was located at District Kinta. The subject property is surrounded by housing area, commercial unit, and also facilities. There are many accessibilities, facilities, and also amenities can be found. The facilities can be found such as IKMAL Factory, Dewan Badminton Bandar Lahad Baru, Balai Polis Pasir Puteh, McDonald Pengkalan. Besides that, the location also have amenities such as Taman Wang, Sekolah Pengkalan Pegoh, SJKC Pasir Pinji 1, and Aeon Station 18. We move to the next, which is planning provision. Every new development, we need to follow all the guidelines from the planning standard to prevent them from pay for development charge. Planning standard is a requirement approved by law to guide physical development in a particular area at a particular time. Purpose of planning standard is to improve consistency in plan and policy statement, structure, format, and content. So, this is our planning.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is HAMDI bin AMINUDDIN and I will explain about conversion of the land. First of all, our land is the industrial, so we need to convert it to the residential. So firstly, the applicant must complete this and submit any conversion form to the Land and Mines Office, or we call it PTG, and 100 ringgit with application fee is the required for the land conversion. The applicant will have to wait until 6 until 12 months depending the report sent by the agency involved. PTG will issue a 7 days notice to the applicant stating that the land conversion fee must be paid within 3 months. After that, they will issue a new title and continue the development. Next, we will go to property market. Property market analysis is a technique that enables us to gather information before making any investment or development. We can now either the site is suitable or not to invest. Market research is the first step that investors do before entering the market. This market study will provide an early forecast of the future property market and assist in detecting any trend change. Next, we will go to supply analysis for purpose development. The data supply for double-story semi-detached house should that for existing stock, there is not a massive increase from 2018 until 2020. However, there has been a significant change in 3 years for the competition stock. Incoming stock decreased from 3,888 in 2018 to 3,314 in 2019. We also show a decrease in 2020 with only 2,876. The graph show that 2019 has the overall highest supply compared to others. Statistic supply for the double-story shop office shows no significant change for the existing stock for 3 years. Planned supply show decreasing trend in the first 2 years from 678 to 536. Income stock shows a significant decrease from 2018 with 313 to 2019 with only 357. The primary factor that impact change, especially between 2019 to 2020, may be caused by the pandemic outbreak and the economic shutdown. Demand analysis for purpose development in quarter 3 of 2020, the number of transactions is 701 with a value of 228.77 million. On the other hand, quarter 2 2021 shows the lowest record with 37 transactions. However, the quarter 3 2021 has increased with a 101 transaction with 54.47 million. And the graph shows the transaction value and the number of story terrace house. Next is market analysis overview. Kinta has a good strategic location with a surrounding of increasing development. Analysis show that the property market in our development area has shown a constant increase over the years. Although it seemed to have a decline in demand, it is still a good investment because it is near an urban town following the development location.
Assalamualaikum, my name is Ahmad bin ZAHID 2021393477. So for the assignment, I'm going to present about socio-economic analysis. Socio-economics is a social science that investigates how economic activity influences and is impacted by social processes. We provide microeconomic and macroeconomic analysis in this report to guarantee that our development proposal produces accurate result. So for macroeconomic analysis, microeconomic analysis aim to explain how individuals and organizations behave in particular economy. So macro is subfield of economics that examine how an economy as a whole market or other large system scale. These include region, countries, and also the global economies. So for macroeconomics, we will go to the GDP, which is Gross Development Project. So based on the graph for GDP at constant 2015 prices in Malaysia, the contribution is increased substantially to Rn 1,510,693 from year 2018 to the year 2019. So the numbers in 2020 is slightly lower than in 2018 and 2019 because of some factors such as shift in demand, increasing interest rates, government spending reductions, and other factors. And COVID-19 pandemic is also one of the factors that gives effect to these numbers. So for GDP at constant 2015 prices for PERAK, we can see from the graph that the number is increased gradually every year. The graph shows positive rates at that time because the economic development in PERAK is good and outstanding. So then the numbers are dropping in 2020 due to pandemic that start in the end of 2019. We then proceed to the Consumer Price Index, which is CPI. The CPI is a weighted average of the cost of a basket of consumer goods and services, including transportation, food, and also healthcare. So average index numbers in 2018 is 116.8, while increased gradually to 117.5 in 2019. The number with the after decline in 2020 due to changes in the economy's price. Next, we go to the employment data. The table shows the employment data in PERAK from 2018 to 2020. The total labor force employed and labor force participation rate is slightly increased throughout the year. For unemployed, it recorded the highest number in 2020, which is also increased the unemployment rate due to the pandemic. Next we go to the microeconomic analysis. So microeconomics is the study of the outcomes that are expected to occur as a result of changes in incentive, pricing, resources, and production processes. Individual actors are frequently classified according to their microeconomic affiliations, such as buyers, sellers, and company owners. This group established the supply and demand for resources, coordinating their action through the use of money and interest rates as a pricing mechanism. In macroeconomy, we have population analysis. According to the graph above, Perak has a population of 2,530,500 people in 2018. Then it forecasts a tiny decline in 2019 and then a slight increase to 2,507,900 in 2020. So for the income levels, next we go to the income level, which is in 2019, the median monthly household consumption expenditure in Kinta climbed by 1.6% year on year from Rm 4,347 in 2016 to Rm 4,556 in 2019. Kinta's mean total household consumption expenditure grows as well to Rm 6,120 in 2019. And lastly, for the microeconomy is a household size analysis. Household size is a critical factor in determining home consumption expenditure, as each household is unique in size. Each household expenditure pattern is governed by the demands of its member. The average household size is unchanged from 2018 to 2019, which is 3.9 people, but then it decreased to 3.8 people in 2020. Furthermore, we go to the design feasibility. For our proposed development, we have chosen to construct 60 terrace houses, 120 semi-detached residences, and 36 double storage office units. We allocated 60% of the total land area to the plain area and 40% to open space. For open space, we propose a few facilities including a landscaping, a playground, a guardhouse, and a multi-purpose court. We also propose a substation, sewerage, and water tank, as well as a road as infrastructure. Next, we go to the highest and best use. The Malaysian Pollution Standard defines highest and best use as the utilization of an asset that maximizes its potential while being physically practicable, legally permissible, and financially reasonable. The highest and best use of an asset may be to continue its current user or to convert it to another use. This is defined by the purpose for which a market participant intends to use the asset when determining the price at which it is willing to bid. So we allocated half of the open space for landscaping because it is our main concept to build a green living residential that can attract a lot of potential buyers.
Next is a calculation of plain area. Land area is 5.6330 hectares. Build up area, we're going to use 60% from 606,331.1 square feet. So we're going to get 8.3 acres. Next is for the open space, we use 40% from 606,331.1, which is we're going to get the 242,532.44 square feet, which is 5.56 acre.
This is our layout plan for our proposed development, which contains all the information for our development. It is drawn using Microsoft Visio.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Muhammad Syakir bin Sharif. So I will continue the presentation for competitive analysis. Competitive analysis is the process of categorizing and evaluating competitors in order to understand their comparative strengths and weakness. So the marketing strategy and performance of competing brands or products will be considered in this comparison. To compete with other properties, brands or products will be considered in this comparison. So to compete with other properties, competitors will usually offer the same type of facilities or any benefits to entice people to invest in the building. Potential competitors also offer the best price, facilities, and tenure or other benefits. For competitive analysis, we have two types of competitors, which are direct competitors and also indirect competitors. So for direct competitors, direct competitors may provide the same service or products as well as occupy the same building in the same area. So for indirect competitors are also the competitors and in the same area, but for indirect competitors, it may provide us with the same or similar service and product, but they serve a different need or purpose, or they targeted a different audience. development project being or having developed by indirect competitors differ in terms of the type of building, the number of floor levels, and the purpose for which the building is erected. So the developed building, on the other hand, is likely to compete with our development project. For direct competitors for our project, there have been several areas around the project site that have been erecting the same type of building as our project proposal. So since they have similar building characteristic, this building have become direct competitors to our project. So all of our direct competitors are located nearby and not far from our project site. So as we can see from the slide, the direct competitors for our project like double story terrace house at Jalan Lahad Baru, Ipoh. We also have double story terrace house at Padang Desa Lahad, Seriwang, Ipoh. Double story semi-detached house at Jahan Lahad Baru, Ipoh. There are also double story shop office at Jalan Pengkalan Utama 1, Ipoh. For indirect competitors, for our project, we focus on landed building for our development project, and all of the buildings we build are 2-story tall. And however, in the vicinity of our project site, there are also residential buildings such as high-rise flats, single-story terrace, semi-detached and single-story homes, and others. So these buildings serve the same function but differ slightly in type and number of floors. Not just that, some aspect of high-rise building differ from those of landed property, such as vehicle parking, access to the house, and so on. So from the pictures in our slide, so these are our indirect competitor, which are flat house in area of Ipoh, and single story semi-detached at Laluan Desa Lahad. So for addition, our development project includes a commercial building with a 2-story office shop. So for our project, we build a 2-story office shop, but we also have indirect competitors which are in Persiaran Lahad minus Lahad. So in that location, there are a building of 3-story shop office, which mean it is our indirect competitors with the different of floors number. Okay, we continue to the SWOT analysis. So for the strength of our project, the proposed site is near to the city center, and there are many facilities near to the proposed site, and there are several types of property being offered, and it widens potential buyer choices. For the weakness of our project is there are too much residential near to our proposed site, and it will make it difficult for potential buyers to select the property we have available. Not just that, the densest population in this area will cause road congestion due to an excess of vehicle on the road. So the opportunities for our projects, Ipoh is have high population densities to offer great potential for the construction of residential buildings, as well as high sales revenue. Next, this is due to the fact that the greater the population, the greater the demand for residential buildings. Next, due to high demand, house price may rise even further. And then for traits of our projects, there is a lot of new development around the proposed site area, which means there is a lot of competition in terms of sales. Because there are so many residential and commercial buildings in the area, and it will take a long time for all of them to be sold.
The financial feasibility, we take comparable 2 as a best comparable because it has the lowest adjustment and also has the same characteristic with the subject property. Then for the valuation, we take the total area multiple with 60 ringgit and 72 cent, which is the price for the comparable 2, and then we get the total amount of the value. Gross development value, we have 3 types of units. There is double story semi-detached house, double story terrace house, and double story short office. So there are 3 types of number of units. There is corner lot, intermediate lot, and bumi lot. So for bumi lot, we take 30% of quota and 70% the balance we put on open lot. Also, the discount is also subject to 5% off for bumi lot, and also the selling price is based on the market study done in the content market analysis and rapid transaction data from the bricks. And then finally, we got the total amount of the value. Total development cost we get for preliminary cost with 208,791, self-preparation with 139,194, survey and subdivision we get 82,800. Other than that, for the building construction, total will get 53,568,000. For the infrastructure, we get 711,300. Contribution to our authorities, we get 1,535,393, and total of from the total development cost is 99,064,969. So for the developer profit, we get 26,777,069.70 ringgits.
For this slide, I will explain about the cash flow method, which is for the cash inflow, we get the 108,720,000. Meanwhile, for the cash outflow on the period 8, we get the 6,655,164. So for the net cash flow on the period 8, we get the 102,064,835. And for the present value, we are using 1.74%. And the adjusted cash flow that we get is 23,040,826. So the development profit that we get is 26,770,096. For the next calculation is payback period method, which is for the cash inflow, the total of the cash inflow we're gonna get as the previous calculation on discounted cash flow, which is we're gonna get 108,720,000. And for the cash outflow, we're gonna get 6,655,164. Meanwhile, for the net cash flow, we're gonna get 102,064,835. For the capital outstanding from previous period, on period 8, we're gonna get negative 74,317,162. And for the interest, I'm gonna use 1.74%, and we're gonna get on the period 8 is 1,294,217. And for the capital outstanding, we're gonna get 26,777,096. And for the developer profit, we're gonna get 26,777,096. For the profit on GDV, we're going to get 24.63%. Meanwhile, for the profit on TDC, we're going to get 38.77%. The next calculation is internal rate of return. For the IRR calculation, the trial rate R1 we cut is 21, trial rate R2 we cut is 25, NPV R1 is 1,105,853.13. Meanwhile, the NPV R2 we cut negative 782,658. So the total percent for the IRR is 23%.
Next is calculation for sensitivity analysis. We have analyzed between developer profit and unit price and between developer profit and construction cost, which is our dependent and independent variable. So the table shows our result of analysis. And then we go to the risk analysis. Based on analysis that we run using crystal ball, we have discovered that our project is at medium risk. Our target for developer profit is RM27 million, which is in range of medium risk. It is also the same for profit from GDB and profit from TDC. As a conclusion, the overall risk level for our project is at medium risk.
For the conclusion, we use profit on GDV, which is gross development value, and profit on total development cost, TDC, as our method in determining profitability index. Hence, our project is in the region of relative, where profit on GDV is 24.63% and profit on TDC is 38.77%. So this illustrates how good our investment is and prove that this investment is a stable investment. Thus, considering our risk analysis, our investment suggests medium risk at 50% in these three scopes, which are developers profit, profit on GDC, and profit on TDC. Therefore, it is advisable and recommended for investor to invest in this project as it gains profit and bear risk at medium level only.